Romsey, Flight Lieutenant 119427.
You said that?
That's all I'm allowed to tell anyone.
That's all you're allowed to tell the enemy. We need rather more than that. What were you flying, Wimpers?
My name is Peter Romsey. My rank is Flight Lieutenant. My number is 119.
All right, so you stayed awake during your briefing. Well done. If we were Germans, you wouldn't be here now. You'd be in a nice, warm cell. We're the ones who need to be certain about you. Why are you wearing that badge?
Because I'm entitled to it.
The RAF use bomb aimers and navigators nowadays, not observers. That's obsolete.
Some of us who trained as observers prefer to keep the old badge. Well, those of us who are still alive, we're proud of it.
Flight Lieutenant Romsey. Romsey, is that a common surname in your part of the world?
No? Why?
I always thought it was a place.
Near Winchester, yes.
Is that where you were born?
No.
Were you the only survivor?
I don't know.
No one else has been brought in.
Look, my pilot gave the order to bail out and I went. That's all I know.
Give me the names of your crew. Unless you're on your own up there. Pilot?
Scott and Leader Potter.
The rest?
That's all.
A crew of 2.
That's all I can say.
Well, this is it. And a bucket, if necessary. But move about as little as possible.
Is there a light?
No.
Who are the other people staying here?
No one. Just you for the time being.
Just a minute, please.
Yeah?
How long shall I be here?
As long as necessary. Good night.
Mr. Romsey, a very unusual name in England.
I never come across it before. Ramsey, yes. Romsey's a place on a map.
Some coffee.
Thank you.
There are British bomber planes with a crew of only 2, aren't there?
Not since the German breakthrough when they shot our fairy battles out of the sky like claved pigeons.
He could have been flying a plane still on your secret list.
If he was, he said too much, even to us. It'll be very interesting to hear what London have to say about Flight Lieutenant Romsey.
What are you doing?
I was trying to see where we are.
Doesn't matter where you are. Stay still, please. I'm to ask your occupation before you join the Royal Air Force.
I was a junior bank clerk.
Which bank?
National Provincial.
When you were at school, which house were you in?
Darwin.
Thank you. Good.
What's all that in aid of?
We like to make sure that our guests really are who they say they are. Get some rest. You'll need it. Oh, hello. I'll be with you in a minute. Two more beers, Rob. Well, I'm sorry I was out. I hope they've been looking after you well.
Cheers, John Curtis.
Cheers. Peter Romsey.
Yes, I know.
Look, are you sure this place is all right? That was a Jerry out there, wasn't it?
It's safer than most. Do you think I'd be here if it wasn't?
No, I suppose not. We were told, or at least they said that Jerry sometimes tries to pass off as RAF crew.
They have tried. We're pretty careful.
What happens if you're not satisfied about some chap? Well, I'm glad you believed me in the end.
We didn't. We checked. Still, it's worked out to your advantage. You'll be jumping the queue.
What queue?
Go down the line. London wants you back as soon as possible.
Oh, yes, well, I don't think we've lost a Mozzie before.
Why?
Sorry, Mosquito. It's the finest plane in the world, according to my pilot. I wonder if he's all right.
We haven't heard.
I hope so. It's one of the best, Jeff Potter. I was a bit jumpy, I can tell you, when I first saw the thing. I mean, she's beautiful, but no defensive armament, made of plywood. I thought, geez, what am I going to fly now? Jeff said, no fighter's going to catch this beauty, my lad. Well, the German ack-ack's pretty damn good.
Yes, I know. Is she really that fast?
Well, she cruises faster and higher than anything else we've got.
No wonder London wants you back in such a hurry.
Oh, I don't think that's because of the plane. I mean, Jerry can work out her height and speed from their radar. No, it'll be the oboe results they're worried about.
Sorry, I don't get you.
Well, it's a new radio system we're experimenting with to mark targets. It's incredibly accurate. The beams can't be bent. It means you don't have to mark visually anymore. You can do it from above the clouds.
Shut up.
What?
Just because a man gains your confidence, don't start talking about things you shouldn't.
Oh, hello. They said I'd have a roommate living in.
Don Fisher.
Ken Jones.
Oh, hello. Are you a driver or a brainy one like me?
Neither. I'm just a thick air gunner.
I suppose you're a navigator.
Well, yes, an observer before they debase the trade.
I'm a bit off navigators at the moment. The fool we had got us well and truly lost. Then flak got us.
Oh, bad luck.
What happened to you?
Well, flak knocked out one engine over the target. My pilot thought he could get back, and then a wing caught fire.
My dad told me never to volunteer for anything. I wish I'd listened to him and stuck to my trade.
Oh, what was that?
Chef. Well, trainee chef. I could be a corporal cook now. Praying the war wouldn't end till I got rich on the black market instead of getting the trots every time someone says the rua. And I'm not halfway through my first tour yet. How about you?
Well, 3 more and I'll finish my second.
57 hops? There's not many like you still living. We all thought our gunnery leader was doing well and he bought it on his 24th. Oh well, at least we'll have some leave when we get back. I gather we're all going down the line together.
Well, when? Soon?
Well, soon be their standards, not be mine. Apparently they take their time. Run a sort of course so that we don't stick out like sore thumbs on the way. Me? I can't wait. I've got a very willing little waff waiting for me. How about you?
Oh, I'm married.
Really?
6 months ago.
I thought about it once, but that till death us do part stuff put me off. I mean, who ever heard of an old air gunner?
Well, my wife's expecting a baby. Well, she's on her own, no family. I've got to stay alive.
"10 minutes before the guide picks us up.
But wait here a minute, will you?
Make sure you go in the men's.
I know.
I thought that Frenchman would never stop gassing. What was he complaining about, anyway? Something about the British, wasn't it?
Our bombers. They keep him awake at night.
Bloody cheek.
We also abandoned the French army, and the war was all our fault in the first place. I don't think he likes us much.
I was told there would be 3 of you.
The other one's gone to the men's.
Le train pour Tours et Bordeaux partira du quai numéro 6. Les voyageurs sont priés de noter qu'il y a un changement d'horaire numéro 6.
That's not ours. We catch the through train to Biarritz.
Le train pour Tours et Bordeaux partira du quai numéro 6. Les voyageurs du numéro 6 sont priés de noter qu'il y a un changement d'horaire.
Shall I go and find him?
It'll be no more than 2 minutes. And don't hurry.
You must have got on the wrong train.
Does he speak any French?
A few words, no more.
I can telephone from Bordeaux. Does he understand that he must make his way back to Paris?
He knows what to do. He's got French money.
Well, I hope he doesn't panic when he can't find us. Come on.
Paris, s'il vous plaît.
70 francs.
Ah oui. Merci. Parlez-vous anglais, monsieur?
Are you English?
RAF. My name is Peter Romsey. I'm afraid I don't speak French very well. I need some help.
I don't live here, Mr. Romsey.
Yes.
I'm from Paris.
Well, that's where I want to get to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm staying for the weekend at the hotel.
Oh.
And I don't think there's another train until tomorrow.
Well, but where are we? Is there a big town near here where I might catch a train today?
From Tours, yes. But that's 50 kilometers away.
In that case, I need somewhere safe to stay overnight. Do you know of a place?
I may be able to do something. Wait here.
Thank you.
You can fish. Be a fisherman.
All right. Don't shoot. I'm RAF. I'm entitled to be treated as a prisoner of war.
Not you. Woodcock.
I asked an old fisherman for some help. He came back with a gendarme.
The Parisian weekender, Robert. Pigs. All of them.
I'm looking for somewhere to stay.
Afraid I can't help you. I have problems with the police. I've heard there's an Englishman nearby.
An Englishman?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oui? Je peux vous aider?
I was told an Englishman lives here.
Who are you?
English.
You'd better come in.
Thank you.
Hugh,
Oh, not just now.
we have a visitor.
Well, you deal with it, please. I don't want to stop yet.
I think you better speak to him.
Oh. Oh, je suis vraiment navré, monsieur. Je ne savais pas que vous étiez là.
How do you do, sir?
Mr. Romsey is English.
Flight Lieutenant Peter Romsey.
RAF.
Well, I told them I'll wait for a reply during the next 3 skeds, but it might take longer. Much like breaking procedure.
It's very important. I must know immediately.
And what makes this one so different?
It's not the man, it's what he might know.
Do please, sit down.
Thank you.
Up, brother. Coffee and biscuits.
Your report on the shot on Mosquito was very thorough, and I was delighted. That is why I brought a Fassbender with me from the Oxford Research Laboratories.
You are right, Major Brandt. This is not just a new fight of honor. Oh, we know all about mosquitoes. There's nothing new there. But this is a very special mosquito. I will explain.
Thank you.
Perhaps Peter doesn't like piano.
Oh, they briefed us to get used to it.
They?
The people who run the escape route.
I see. I'd better make a telephone call, will you? Excuse me.
Yes, of course. Well, cheers.
Yes, cheers.
You don't like it, do you?
Well, I like the effect.
My husband always walks to a cafe in the square every evening about this time for some drinks with some friends of his.
Is that far?
Oh, it's about a mile. It's in the village. It's his daily exercise. He's telephoning to say he can't be there tonight.
I've got this wretched cold. No. I shan't bother with the doctor. I'll just have an early night.
Have you read any of my husband's books?
No, I haven't. I seem to remember seeing some of them in the library, though.
Oh. Yeah, I was at the cafe. So I said I had a heavy cold. I wonder who that fellow was who told you about me.
I assumed he was a member of the resistance.
Oh, doubt that very much. We listen to the BBC, of course. As for this resistance movement they keep on about, have you ever come across it or anyone in?
Well, not around here, no, but perhaps it's mostly in the more remote parts of France.
Possibly. If it exists at all, personally, I've always regarded the whole thing as British propaganda.
I don't think the BBC would say anything if it wasn't true.
Both sides pump out propaganda all the time, Peter. Lies are the stock in trade of any nation at war. Shall we eat fairly soon?
Yes.
We don't know about them, but if Natalie says they'll cross over into Spain tonight, we must believe her. What about this man Romsey?
All right. Yes. Well, he was close tonight, then.
What did they say?
Well, the reply was very definite. Urgent, you use all possible means to prevent Flight Lieutenant Romsey from falling into enemy hands.
Does that mean they want them killed, if necessary?
We don't know where he is, we don't know where he got off that train, but it may come to that, yes.
Well, if he keeps his head, he will stick to his briefing and be at the guardhouse till it's noon tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after, and so on.
If yes, I'm not sure he will. I think Romsey's got the twitch.
What?
More politely known as operational fatigue. Great resolution 1 minute, indecision and an emergency the next. Done too many ops, seen too many friends, written off.
Then why aren't such men taken off operation?
The job he was doing, Romsey must be a first-rate navigator. There aren't enough of them, so they go on flying right to the end.
Let me see if I can find them. I could get some time off at the bank and go and see some relations in the Loire Valley. It would be perfectly natural for me to catch that train.
And do what? Keep on getting off and asking questions?
I'm not a fool, Mr. Curtis. I wouldn't make it that obvious.
No, it'd be too risky. You said yourself that you thought your caretaker was a police informant.
I think my second cashier is also.
Well,
But that doesn't mean to say I'm under suspicion. These people crawl about all over the place.
Albert's right. Thanks, Gaston, but no, it's too dangerous.
Why are you so concerned in this particular instance?
Romsey was flying an aircraft, testing highly secret and new equipment. What he knows is of infinite value to the Luftwaffe. We must see they don't get it.
I see. Well, we must tell our people all the way down the line to let us know of anything they might hear as soon as possible.
The other symptom of aircrew who have the twitch is a strong desire to stay alive and go home at any cost.
That's understandable, I suppose.
It'll make Romsey very vulnerable if the Germans get hold of him.
Really? You met the king?
Yes.
What did he say to you?
Well, he said, well done, Romsey. And I said, thank you, sir. That was it.
Well, the first one went down fairly well, so I thought we might manage another bottle. It's a good vintage, this, don't you think? It's better than the 34.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I didn't really know much about wine. I enjoyed it, though, very much.
Why don't we make ourselves comfortable? Have coffee later.
Right.
Shall I bring the
Yes,
things
take that through. And your glass.
Yes. That was a splendid meal. I hope I haven't eaten all your rations.
Rations? Yes, it's rich farming country. We don't go short of much, I assure you.
Peter's just been telling me he was awarded the DFC.
Oh, really? What for?
Oh, it was nothing very much, actually. I was on Wellingtons. We were badly shot up over Hamburg. It was a pitch-black night. The radio and all the navigational aids had gone. I had to get back by using dead reckoning only. An exceptional feat of navigation, the citation said. Well, I didn't really have much option if I wanted to get back. We couldn't ditch. Both the gunners were wounded. They both died later, though. But actually, it was because I'd completed 37 ops, that's all. Thank you.
So I had a son. Would have been about your age.
Oh, really?
Dorothy's my second wife.
Oh, I see.
So I was on the Somme in the Great War. Saw generations slaughtered for nothing. Anyway, my boy died when he was 4 of diphtheria. But if he'd lived, I wouldn't like to know who's being shot up over Hamburg.
Someone has to do it.
Do what? Bomb cities?
No, we don't bomb cities, we bomb
Yes, but
targets.
with all
Mr.
respect. Don't the cities get hit as you attempt to bomb your targets?
Well, it's all we can do until there's a second front.
And France becomes a battleground yet again.
Well, there's no other way if France is to be liberated.
Liberated, vive victory, yes. Hear words like that on the BBC constantly. What mediocre hacks they must employ to write such stuff.
I suppose you couldn't get out when France fell.
Get out to where?
Home, England.
But this is my home. We've lived here now for, what, 8 years?
9.
Oh, that's right, yes, since we were married.
You see, Hugh's work has always been more highly thought of on the continent than in England.
It must be very difficult for you, though, living in an occupied country.
No, life goes on much the same as it ever did.
Don't the Germans bother you?
Why, what do you imagine it's like? Everyone alternately starving, terrified, being shot out of hand, knifing German soldiers on dark nights. That's the current mythology in England, as far as I can gather. In truth, it's the first casualty of war, Peter. Must be units of the German army somewhere in France, I suppose, but never seen any German soldiers around here.
Haben Sie was gesehen? Gefreut, mach schnell! Wir können nicht den ganzen Tag hier stehen!
So, wir werden niemanden hier finden.
Gucken Sie mal da drüben. Sind die anderen Männer zurück von Wald?
Gar nicht hier.
Feldwebel, gucken Sie weiter hier. Die beiden, folgen Sie mir nach der anderen Seite.
Morning, Pierre.
Oh,
Mach
good morning,
schnell.
madame.
Sehen Sie doch. Hier gucken! Nein, das hat keinen Sinn.
Yes.
Sorry.
Do you want me?
No. I think your barometer's not working.
Yes, I know.
Sorry.
No, come in.
Well, it's all right. Your wife explained you don't like to be disturbed while you're working.
Well, I'm not, at least. Nothing's happening. Go on.
Thank you. Oh, do you write all your books in French?
Well, at the moment, there'll be very little point in writing them in English.
No, I suppose not.
No, it's not a new departure, though. I began to work in French in 1935, and since then my novels have been published in Paris.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I know Joseph Conrad was a great English writer, and his native language was Polish, but I never did understand how he could do it.
Well, I wouldn't compare myself with Conrad. I no wish to be perfectly honest. Simple soul, Conrad, I was thought far too one-dimensional for me. But, no, in many ways, I'm happier in French. I suppose I've always felt more at home in France than in England, anyway. However, never mind about me. What are we going to do about you? That's the point.
Well, you've already been very kind, sir.
But what you expect, what you want.
To get back to Paris as soon as possible.
No, you won't be able to. They'll be watching the station.
Who?
German soldiers. They're all over the place. They're looking for you. They're checking buses and everything. It's the talk of the village. They've got your description and your name.
Well, if I can get back to Paris, I know what to do.
No, you
But
have to stay here. There's no alternative. You'll be safe with us.
What if they start conducting a house-to-house search?
Well,
or
we can hide
something?
him in the cellar. Part of it was bricked up at one time for some reason. We only discovered it by pure chance. They won't find you.
That's very kind of you. But then what? I can't stay here forever, can I?
I don't know. Won't your friends try and contact you?
I doubt it. In any case, they don't know where I am.
Here, 48 kilometers from Tours. According to our contact, a German army unit moved in there 3 days ago to help the French police in their search for an English airman.
3 days, and they haven't got him. He must have found a safe place.
Perhaps he managed to get out of the area.
Oh, if so, he'd have turned up at the Gare d'Austerlitz by now.
And they wouldn't be wasting their time searching if they weren't sure he was still there. They're not fools. Victor lives there. Now, we could ask him to find this rendezvous.
Victor is part of the line.
He's a local man. He wouldn't arouse suspicion. A stranger would.
All possible means. London want him back.
So do I. Peter Romsey knows far too much about Lifeline, but Victor...
No, he's a careful man. He knows what he's doing.
I don't like it.
Suggest an alternative, then.
Very well. Send Victor.
Hello, Victor. What brings you over here?
Turner Vaughan, Morrow's place.
That's all right, you fool. We know who Victor is. Victor, my fence needs repairing.
I'll call round.
Well, not for a few days. We're busy just now. Victor. How you going then?
Not bad. Good. Some wine.
Oh, well. Take the taste out of my mouth.
Who was it?
Oh, just an old man asking for directions.
I'm getting tired of this. Always on edge, having to hide him every time anyone so much as comes near the place. The concentration's gone. I'm not getting anything done.
Yes, I know. Must be very difficult for you. It's all right, Peter.
James and his mistress are staying at an old farmhouse near Tours, yes? Suddenly she starts calling him Peter. No, it's not funny. I've even got him replying, good show. Good show, good God.
Well, perhaps he's really two different people. Well, characters always are.
What did he want, anyway?
Who? Oh, the old man. Oh, he just wanted to know if we knew of a house called Darwin.
Not many devotees of the great man round here, shall we? Darwin's Origin of the Species, yes. Darwin House, no. Never heard of it.
Did you say Darwin House?
Yes, why?
Oh, that was the house I was in at school. How did that come up?
What exactly did this old man say?
If I knew of it, I said
Yes,
no.
yes, but what else?
That he might call back later in case one of the household knew where it was.
One of the household?
One of them, it must be.
I suppose it couldn't be a trap.
Well, Germans wouldn't go through that sort of rigmarole. Why should they? In any case, they wouldn't know what house I was in at school.
Then somehow your friends have found you. Oh, that's wonderful. Hugh! Well, don't you think so?
What occurs to me is that if they can find out where he is, so can the authorities. Well, no, I'm afraid not. A young friend of mine was in Darwin House at school, but... What? Well, yes, I suppose so, but... Hello? Hello?
Didn't you want to speak to me?
No.
What did you say?
That he was sorry we couldn't help him. And did I want any odd jobs done?
But what a lot of fuss over one young airman.
This one is important. So, I shall rely heavily on your local knowledge, Inspector?
Important. But from his description, he's little more than a boy.
We think he can help us. I hope we find him. It could go badly for your district otherwise.
Just in here, say?
Yes.
More shelves?
Yes.
All right. I'll cut them all to shape tonight. Shouldn't take long to fit them.
When?
Well, tomorrow'd suit me. Then I can go over tours and pick up some stuff at the station. Nothing you want sending by rail, I suppose?
Well...
There could be.
Take it for if you like. How big is it?
Would you like to see?
Yes. Got some wood left over from a barn I'm mending. It's oak. Real oak. So you're lucky. Make some fine shelves.
Yes.
This is Peter.
How do you do, sir?
Victor.
Hello.
Good job you fell into the right hands.
Yes.
I'll be back tomorrow. Be ready.
I will. Thank you.
I think I feel like a drink.
Oh, so do I.
What's it about, your new book?
Oh, it's a man questioning himself. You know, what he is, the meaning of life. It's a theme I've touched on before.
Set during the war?
No, war's no meaning. It's an act of collective madness, collective lunacy.
True. I'm not fighting any war, of course. Law and order in my district, that's all that I'm concerned with. Oh. My turn, I think.
Well, France is a peace. We've never had soldiers all over the place before.
No, that's all because of this English airman. They wouldn't be bothering us otherwise. You've heard about him, of course.
Well, yes, you told me yourself.
So I did. The civil authorities are involved, of course, just as we'd arrest a German deserter. Well, it's the same thing, after all, viewed dispassionately. And a policeman has to be detached about these matters. But it gives the place a bad name.
No, thank you.
Oh, of course. You're English, cigarette. What do you do when your supply runs out?
You'll probably start smoking your filthy things.
Major Brent has arrived from Luftwaffe Intelligence. A charming man, but he takes his job seriously. Seems to want this Flight Lieutenant Romsey rather badly. Your house will be searched at 9 o'clock tonight. Ah, good at last. You're very good, Helen.
Yes.
Major Brent is convinced that the Englishman is being hidden by someone in the locality. An extensive search is being made. We couldn't very well leave you out.
No.
Major Brent knows and admires your work and is fully aware of your reputation in France and in Germany. The search will be thorough, but it will be carried out by my men. You'll be put to as little inconvenience as possible. There'll be no German soldiers in your house. Well, I must go. 9 o'clock?
Yes. Thank you, Pierre.
It's my duty to inform you that all the houses in this area are being searched. Do you have any objection?
No.
You start in the cellar, you look in the roof space. You know what to look for.
I've just made some coffee, but I imagine you'll be too busy prying into wardrobes and cupboards to join us, Inspector.
Well, perhaps you would rather have a drink.
Oh, thank you, yes. It's not my personal desire to pry into anything.
Sit down, Pierre.
Oh, thank you. I hope your wife isn't too upset.
She'll get over it.
After all, you're the obvious person for the airman to turn to, being English yourself.
Well, you wouldn't know where I live?
Oh, a local person might have told him. Some of our people haven't faced up to the reality of the French position, I'm afraid.
Well, you know my opinions.
I do, yes, but then you talk to me as a friend. Not everybody does. Your cold seems to be much better.
Yes.
You shook it off very quickly.
Well, it was just a 24-hour thing.
Ah, you're fortunate. Whenever I get a cold, it lasts for at least a week or 10 days. Excellent brandy. Let them do the work. I told Major Brent to be a waste of time. You have a very special position here, which I think you'll agree has been scrupulously respected.
Yes.
The Germans could have interned you, I suppose, as an enemy alien, but they didn't do so because, well, I expect you realize I was consulted on the matter.
I assumed you had been, yes.
I was able to assure them that although you hold a British passport, you're an honored guest here in France, that your life was your work, and that as an artist, your attitude is roughly a plague on both your houses. Is that right?
The quotation, yes.
I'm amazed. It's many years since I labored over that in the classroom. Yes, I told them I was convinced you'd do nothing to prejudice your position. I've recently said much.
Yes, I appreciate all you've done very much.
Oh, I've done nothing, dear friend, except apply a little common sense. I mean, would you do anything so silly as to, well, assist an English airman to take an example? When you know that you would be arrested, tried, and shot, that your wife would be put into a concentration camp, that your work, which you care so much about, would be finished. No, you're far too sensible to risk all that. I mean, apart from your opinions.
As you say, it wouldn't be very sensible.
It would be a painful decision for you, of course. I mean, I appreciate that, but I think you'd assist the official in charge of the investigation, don't you agree?
I probably would agree with you.
Knowing that any information would be treated in the strictest confidence, nobody would know, not even your wife.
This young airman you're looking for?
Yeah.
He must have a home and a family. Perhaps he's married. And one can't help thinking on grounds of ordinary humanity. It would be sad if he didn't see them again, perhaps for years.
Better than never seeing them again. Better than being shot. Or falling into the hands of the Gestapo.
The Gestapo? How can they be concerned?
Well, it seems that they want him to tell them who's been helping him. Not only here, but, you know, the others. Frenchmen, Belgians, Dutchmen. Who knows? Major Brandt doesn't much care for the Gestapo. So far, he's been able to keep them at a distance, but if we can't find this airman within the next day or two, no thank you.
Well, you're assuming that this airman's still in the district. He could have got away by
We
now.
don't think so. Once the Gestapo move in, I can protect no one, Hugh. No one at all.
That's that.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
How much?
I call it 500 francs.
My wallet's in the kitchen.
Tell that young fella to give it to me.
Yes, right. You give that to Victor.
This is for you.
Keep that. Travel money. Now listen. As soon as I've left, you go out the back door. The end of the garden is a gate. Through that, it's a small wood.
Yes, I've seen it from upstairs.
Once there, you're under cover. You go to the far edge of the wood and wait.
How long for?
Until I get there. There's a track through the woods, I can get my bike along. Now, it might be 10 minutes, it might be half an hour. I want to make sure there are no pigs snuffling around. When I'm not there in 45 minutes, it's not safe. Come back here and wait, and I'll get in touch later. Got that?
Yes.
Right.
I can't thank you enough, sir. I hope we meet again. And you, of course, Mrs. Neville.
I'll show you the way.
Dorothy, no.
Oh, I know that wood backwards.
Oh, I really don't think you should, Mrs. Neville.
Yes, I need to make sure you get away safely. Come on.
Don't worry, sir. I'll make sure she comes back as soon as Victor arrives.
I'm sorry, that was unnecessary. I gave orders. They couldn't have got away. The man responsible will be charged.
Idiot! Wir haben Befehle, nicht zu schießen! Gucken Sie, ob der Engländer ist in Ordnung.
Are you all right? Yes, I think so. No damage done. Well?
Dead.
Bring him.
All right?
They killed the old man.
Killed him?
Shot him. Murdered him. Then they took Peter away. They were waiting. They knew.
Oh, that's impossible.
I tell you, they knew. But how? How?
That's all right. You feel better now?
Thank you, yes. May I?
Oh, yeah, please. It's reassuring to know you can still get a decent meal on French trains.
Yes. Sir, you said my pilot is still alive.
Aye. Squadron leader Potter. Yes, indeed. I spent many hours at his bedside. He was delirious, poor fellow. He was very badly burned.
Well, how is he now?
Well, I think he'll be all right. He's been prepared, for extensive skin grafts, but no, I'm sure he'll be all right. Our plastic surgeons are very good. We've had a lot of practice. Would you like to see him?
Well, would that be possible?
Oh, yes, of course. We could very easily make a detour. He's in a hospital near Aachen. We could stop over on the way to your Christopher camp. Oh, yes. I must get onto the Red Cross and let them know you're safe and well. And then they can get the news back to your wife.
Oh, that's very good of you, sir.
In her condition, she'll be worried about you, I'm sure. But at least she'll know you'll be home in one piece. Once this war is over. So, we've shot down our first mosquito. You know, we wondered why your bombing was getting so much more accurate. Oboe.
Oboe? What's that?
Oh, it's all right. Name, rank, and serial number. Anything else, I get stuffed, eh? You're quite right. We have the same orders ourselves. No, it was all very unsporting, really, but as I said, Squadron Leader Potter, he was delirious.
Oh, I see.
So. Though, you know, it is fascinating. I mean, as a flyer, to compare it with our own developers. We think we're further ahead. We had so much problems with Lorentz and Knickerbein and X-Garant beams. Oh, well, you know all about that.
Oh, yes, your beams could be bent.
Whereas with Oboe, they can't be bent. Yes, quite. Now, also, to be frank with you, range and accuracy in those days, not too good. Now much improved. Yeah, better than Oboe, probably.
I don't see how they could be, really.
Oh, no? Well, I expect I could convince you. But I think it's time for 40 winks, don't you?